Hi everybody, welcome to another Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone solo victory walkthrough. So, let's have a look at the flight path and look at the circle, and as you'll see I opt to fly far with the idea of being able to loot in peace. So it's quite a northerly flight path, the circle's quite far to the southwest, so I aim towards the area where the building site is, but I don't actually manage to quite make it. Now on the way down, this can happen when you're jumping towards I would say a hot circle. So a hot circle is where everybody's flying towards the circle. You get some bugger behind you trying to shoot at you, and when you're in that situation, just keep popping your shoot, keep wiggling, and generally they'll lose more height than you will, and then you'll be able to get down. So I hit the deck, and when you use this tactic of flying far to loot up in safety, one of the things you can do is you can go after contracts as well. Thinking scavenger contracts, or you could go the recon contracts where you have to defend a place as well. And so in this particular case, I go after the scavenger contracts. And the good thing about these is you'll generally get something like an armor satchel, or you'll get a gas mask, or something like that, something that costs you normally in the case of a gas mask, a few $1,000, or in the case of the armor satchel, something that's very, very useful for late game. Now I push forward and I go and buy the one thing that I think is absolutely essential to any victory, and that is the gas mask. And then while I'm keeping an eye on this buy station, somebody runs up, so I kill them, which is quite cool. And then the first loadout drop comes in. It's 15 seconds before the first circle closes, and this is the one I want to go for. I'm trying to pick up the armor there, and by picking up this loadout, this then gives me my important perks. So I've now got my ghost perk, I've got my cold-blooded ghost perk, so I stay off UAVs and heartbeat sensors. Cold-blooded, so I stay off thermal scopes, and amped, so I can swap to my RPG and reload it faster. And I see this guy coming on a vehicle, fire a rocket after him, and then the other things I have in my loadout is I have my MP7, which has the monolithic suppressor, one of the long barrels, can't remember which one is top of my head, the kind of mini red dot, the angle foregrip, and of course the extended mag. Again, trying to pick up the stopping power rounds. Very important stopping power rounds if you can get them. They make your gun so much more powerful. Now I'm very lucky now for the next few minutes in this particular game. Literally, I just stay in the same house because the circle comes to me. The circle comes to me. The circle comes to me. And this is one of the advantages you get for where you jump far and you move towards the centre of the circle. Sometimes you just get lucky where the circle just keeps centering on you and keeps centering on you and keeps centering on you, and there's no point moving. So I've got enough ammo, I've got my loadout, I've got my perks, I've got my armour, and you need to remember that although it's fun to run around, and try and engage people, every time you go out, this other guy creeps into my house, so I get him. You're risking being spotted by someone exactly like me, who is camping inside a particular house. But we've taken another one out, so we've got more armor, more ammo, everything we need to take us into the final circles. Now we're moving into the last kind of 5 minutes now, and as you can see, now the circle has moved away from where I am. So this is where we start thinking tactically. This is where I'm keeping an eye towards where the gas is coming in. Is anybody coming behind me? Whenever you're in this situation, it's about having the security of knowing that nobody's running in behind you. And then in this case, where we're moving through quite an urban area in the Warzone Verdansk map, it's moving from cover to cover and really listening out, trying to move quietly. So you crouch walking, you crouch running, and you're peeking through doors, slowly pushing them open, just to make sure that nobody's coming along. You've got your gas mask, so you can survive in the gas for quite a few seconds. You've got loads of spare armor, so if you get hit you can do that. You've got your heartbeat sensor, so you can detect people who aren't running ghosts. And I'm just slowly moving into the circle, moving the cover, looking around, just not trying to expose myself from somebody who's just looking through a window, or that the late comer to the party. So I can hear gunfire off to my right now. So I'm thinking, okay, there's someone over there. So just scanning the area. Now at this point, you may wonder, well, why do you go with the MP7 and the RPG? It's not something that other people talk about. Well, you remember I'm playing on PlayStation. I'm playing on console. And I think, especially in Solo Warzone, it's very important to have a gun that is very, very competitive at close range and close to medium range, which the MP7 definitely is. It's one of the best close to medium range weapons. And if you put the monolithic suppressor on, if you put the long barrel and you put the commando grip on it, it doesn't have that much recoil, so it's actually pretty good at medium long as well. I mean, not long range, but medium long is pretty good. So the circle's moved again, and again we're just moving in, using the cover, thinking, where could other people be hiding, and then trying to kind of wind my way in from cover to cover. So at this point here, this is a very open area in front of me, so I'm thinking this is very, very dangerous indeed. Perhaps what I need to do is arc in and then move into a building. A guy to my right hits me, get some good shots in, so it's time to wiggle and run, armour up as I'm running, and now I've just got to be aware that there could be people all around me at this point. This whole area could be people. So it's a case of I try and go into this building, pick up the spare armour, and there is a guy in here, and I think he tries to throw a thermite at me, I think, when I open the door. So I get a thermite, so I dive into here, and I can hear him running off to my right. And this is where the MP7 comes into its own. If you just look at the recoil on this, hardly any recoil on that, and we black the guy for the cost of, what, 1.5 armour plate. So we're into the final circles now. So at this point again, it's just sitting there, making sure we've got everything on. Now, look at the mistake I make here. I don't armour up. I've got spare armour plates. I put my marker in the middle of the circle, and now I just wait. Might as well use my munitions just to make sure we're fully active. But yeah, look at that. I'm terrible at this in Warzone, forgetting to armour up. So now it's just a case of listening out, and just seeing what's going on. So there's only 3 people left at this point. So where are they? So it's me and 2 others. So I don't need to move, so there's no point in moving. So it's just a case of staying still, using my heartbeat sensor, and listening. Now this is the final circle, so the next circle is going to be the circle that moves. So here it comes. And what you'll see is the circle moves a real long way. So I make the tactical decision to go out into the gas. See how far the circle's moved? You can just about see it at the minimap. To go out into the gas, to loop around, to get ahead of the other players. And what happens is I hear a cough to my left. Now, so I hear the cough, I look round, and I see there's a guy with a shield. No point shooting at him, so I RPG him, that knocks him. And there's a guy with punji sticks, comes sprinting out this other bus. And luckily, I take him out before he kills me. So let's look at that in slow motion. So I make the tactical decision, I run out into the gas, I get into the safe zone, I know they have to be to my left. I hear the cough, I turn around, I see the guy, I think, oh, he's got a shield, no point shooting it with a machine gun, I have to RPG him. That knocks him. I think this guy dies to the gas actually, because he's knocked and he's trying to revive himself. And then just to the right, you'll see the guy sprinting from the bus towards me. I get on target, we finish him off before he can whack me, and that gets us the Warzone victory. Quite a nice one as well, we got quite a few kills in that. I think I did I get 7 kills I think? And you can see with that game, it was really all about the lucky circle. I jumped far to loot up in peace and loot up safely, but that was into the circle, and then the circle kept coming in on me, so I could stay in that one place, nice and safe, with all the kit I'd got, until eventually I had to move, and then I was going from cover to cover, you know, and it's all a bit of a gamble, isn't it, in the last bits, but it went well. You know, I played to my strengths, and the RPG did its work with the MP7. So there we go. Hopefully that's useful. If you've got any questions or comments, put them down below, and I'll see you again soon.